Hulahans, welcome back. Hump day. St. Johnny in the house again, giving us the fun background.
Yes.
Woo! Look at you go. It's so different. I mean, I'm so used to that terrible screen that the camera you had for so long where I could barely even see your face. Now you're just so clear, so vibrant. Man, we've come a long ways with this thing, haven't we?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's you know how tech challenged I am. So the fact that I was able to move to another device was a win all to itself.
Absolutely. And we'll touch
Yep.
base a little on Friday. We might have some new things or some talk of some new things coming that we want some feedback on. So we'll touch on
Yep.
that on Friday. If you care about what this looks like, how it feels, we'd love to invite you to the Friday episode and tune in and drop some comments.
Yep. Two big things happening today though, Danny. Number
Someone's
one,
birthday?
shout out to my sister, Ike Brath,
Yay.
Eyke. Poor girl, man. Nobody knew how to spell that. She was Yikwe
Oh man.
Barth. Yep. She's
What's her
named.
Starbucks name? Does she have a go-to Starbucks name?
Oh, dude.
Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. Anne. I'm
Yeah.
Anne. Yeah, double N's. So
Yeah.
anyway, happy birthday, Ike. Haualilaha now. She's a great attorney here on Maui. She considers herself to be a small town attorney, so she does a lot of um, trusts and wills and unfortunately divorces and child custody cases and that sort of thing. But she is amazing, dude. She's somebody that went back. Like she's had a few careers. She was running my dad's office, and when she ran it, it made money and ran like a top. But you know, she was literally like our whole life we've been telling her to be an attorney. I've
Yeah.
told you the story before. Growing up on Molokai, she was the kid where they'd be like, "You're gonna eat everything. You're gonna sit on this table here until you finish everything on your plate," and she would wait them out. 2 hours later, they'd come back and go, "Well, that's punishment enough," and they'd take the full plate of food away and let her go, let her go, man. So anyway, she
Wow.
went back. Yeah, she went back late in her life. She went to San Diego Jefferson School of Law. It was a great time because I was living in Arizona at the time, so we did a lot of vacations where they drive out, we drive in. So anyway, a little bit about us. You know, I look back. That's what my dad taught us to be. You know, my dad was a small town dentist. And then we've watched him be a member of the community, and we've become, in our own rights, little members of the community as well. That's what I consider myself to be, is just a little Maui community realtor, man. Here
Small
to
town
serve.
Maui realtor.
That's all we are, man.
Surf and show real estate.
That's it. I cook you a meal too if I really like you.
Oh yeah, you cook them well.
I can cook. I can cook. So anyway, what's the other big thing here today, Danny, on July 23rd?
Yes, the next round of deliberation on Bill 9,
Yeah.
which it
So,
looks like they have gone into recess again, and I think they'll pick up tomorrow. So haven't had a chance to
okay.
glean through that and listen in,
Yep.
but I'm seeing some of the comments, and it looks like it's still emotionally charged.
I'm sure it is, man. So, you know, I was on the great website for Maui News. Maui News has its own website, but I go to Maui Now a lot. So, MauiNow.com. They had a front page story on there about how they just sent this out to everybody in Maui that explains Bill 9. So, everybody's well versed on what they're doing. This is Mayor Besson in response to a brand new law that the governor instilled that basically said the mayors of different counties have the right to change zoning based off of what they see the current need to be. And so, our mayor, in response to the fires and a consistent problem with housing on Maui, has made it to where 7,700 condo units on what used to be are still called the Minatoya list, which vested property right, although on zoning zoned for apartments. That's what the whole debacle is, and Bill 9 is. And what's been interesting is that there was an original deadline of June as to when this was supposed to happen on West Maui. And then January of 2026 is when it was supposed to go into effect in Kihei. And now phase out period has been created, Danny. So and it's actually in the blue there as well. So scroll up for me. The phase out period in blue there states that the mayor wants it to be phased out in May of, what is it, 2028, July 1 of 2028. That is when he wants this to go into effect. And then Tasha Kama, the chair of the committee, she has suggested July 1 of 2030. What I find interesting is, and I don't know if Bisson is going to try to be mayor again, but if he isn't, well, he'll already be out of office by the time this debacle kicks in. And Tasha would be out of office come July 1 of 2030. So I find those times to be interesting. I find it more interesting that we have a current problem that they then want to fix by creating another current problem, but then they want to wait 3 years for it to be a benefit. So that's where it's not really making a whole lot of sense to me. So that is the story there, guys. That is what we know so far, and we will keep you updated on the updates when they happen. Supposed to have heard something this week concrete. That's what I was expecting. So we'll see if that happens. We still have a few days in this week, but that's what we know as of today.
Sounds like they'll pick it up tomorrow. And yes, I agree that the shock factor is that regardless, is none of this is going to happen for 3 to 5 years to actually
Nope.
shut it down. So people can still
What's
rent for a couple
interesting,
of years.
what's interesting, dude, is look at these pictures. So they showed us one picture of the what is the one with monsoon? Not Royal
This
Mauian.
is
What's the other one?
Menehune Shores
Menehune Shores, which is a hotel zoned
hotel
condo.
zone.
And then they
And
show us all of Napili Bay, which is Napili Bay Civic Improvement District, which is also a hotel. Anyway, just saying, I noticed these things.
they
Don't
couldn't
know why
even
you
give
went
us
with
an
those.
apartment zoned picture. We could have given them some of those. We got pictures of all of them.
Any unit in Honokawai would have done well, except for Kulakane, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we like making fun of our government. Don't take it personally, everybody. I realize that it's probably very difficult to be in governance.
Yes. But those little things do catch you in an interesting light.
Yep.
So continuing on with that, post
Yeah.
fire, got some interesting news here, Johnny.
Whoops. Yeah, man. So this is a little story. And again, Maui Now, you can check this out. You want to read the whole thing. But they talk with Kelly and Bear Keahi. So Keahi family's huge here in Lahaina and Maui. I know Kelly and Bear personally. Kelly used to live across the street from my mom. They had a house that was over there in Puamana Nui. But they're talking about their frustrations because everything that is south of the highway in Lahaina is technically considered historic special management area. So that means that with our current administration, that you have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops in order to build your house there. And what happened is Kelly and Bear wanted to build a house, and they wanted to also build an ohana. And after spending $20,000, they were told, well, if you're going to build anything bigger than your house was before, it's going to cost you more money and take more time. And then they were surprised when across the street, another house got permitted to build 12 bedrooms and X amount of bathrooms. And it was going to be just this giant rental house. And so now that's what this discussion is all about. And I just bring it to our attention because this is the stuff that makes rebuilding long and expensive. And it tends to be in one certain political party's cities over another. And it's always for the right reasons. And yet it just exasperates things. And here in Hawaii, iwi kupuna is a very, very important thing. What iwi kupuna is bones from our ancestors. And so that adds costs as well. So Kelly and Bear are building in the Shark Pit neighborhood. And I know of somebody in Shark Pit that wanted to build a pool. And so they were told that they had to do studies when they came across some bones. So they spent $10,000, Danny, to discover that they were chicken bones. Still cost them 10 grand to do this investigation, though, right? So in the world of expensive, we live there. So wherever the black lines are, that's the historic area. So notice it goes up above the aquatic center. So it does encompass areas beyond the Ho'onoa Pi'ilani highway area, but it is vast majority is that. Got that huge yellow area there zoned. That is the David Malo area is what I believe. No, I'm sorry. That's actually, is it Dickinson Street? Yeah, that's all the David Malo area there. You've got all of Lahaina Harbor, etc. Um, the Shark Pit neighborhood we're talking about is just to the right of Shaw Street, where that yellow area is. So that's it. I park in there quite a bit to go surfing. Got the Oholo neighborhood that's just to the right of, there it is. And then just to the right of the Shark Pit neighborhood there, we kind of call that the Oholo neighborhood. And then we have the neighborhood where I'll be building in, which is the one right there called Puamana Nui. Anytime we add a Nui, it usually means like a little bit bigger or whatever. Like Opu Nui is like you've got a big Opu, big gut. So I'm going to keep everybody abreast on my experience with this because I will be building in the corner lot, which is the very beginning of Lahaina Front Street. That one right there. That is going to be me there, guys. So I will tell you my tales because I want to build an ohana as well. I don't want to rebuild the house that mom had, but I am lucky that it was 5 bedrooms and 3 baths. So we'll see what I can do with that. If I got to build a 4-2 and a 1-1, maybe that's how I take care of it. So wish me luck, gang. That is the scoop there. Just know if you're building in the historical areas, you have further hoops to jump through and potentially more cost.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. I mean, from an architectural perspective, I mean, I studied a lot of this in school, and the whole intention behind this is really to protect the feel of older towns and places of special significance, which we've talked about at length that Lahaina was the historical capital of the Hawaiian Kingdom. But the unfortunate part is now fire has gone through. So these sorts of parameters and programs don't really speak to like what happens when all that historic things that you were preserving is now gone, and what do you do
Yep,
next?
that's
And
it.
so there's a lot of prevention, and you don't want to change the character and the vibe, but the reality is the whole town has to become brand new because it's all gone.
And that's my biggest fear is as we deal with this on the residential side, which seems to be moving quicker, how does this affect Lahaina proper? And can we ever rebuild it? Can we just start?
Yeah.
Because the longer we take, the more we get away from Lahaina, what it was. And it was the absolute economic incubator for the west side of Maui. Whether you like it or not, that is the facts. So much industry is happening out of Lahaina: boating, fishing, tourism, bringing in stuff that we need to live. I mean, it's all affected. So, anyway, like I said, I'll keep you posted.
That will be an interesting phenomenon to follow, Johnny.
There it is. And here it is, guys. You heard us talk about the Mahana before. It is like living in a cruise ship. You cannot build that close to the ocean any longer. And you can see the new setbacks because that is the Honua Kai right next to it. You can see how much further back from the ocean that they had to build there. This area does have some different barrier reefs, so it does break up the sea level rise a bit. But like I mentioned, the whole vibe about Mahana is you literally just can't live that close to the ocean anymore. I have friends that stay there all the time because that is the life right there, brother.
Look at
So
that view. Mm.
we like to subscribe things value where there is no value as humans. This would probably be one of the most valuable units because it's on the 12th floor. So you get up until about the fourth or fifth floor, you may still have some coconut palm fronds in your view there, Danny. And when you cannot have those, well, that becomes a little bit more valuable. So anyway, that's the game that we play at Mahana. The fees are astronomical, guys. In fact, I'm going to say they're more than 1784 for this studio. What happened is the Mahana just did a complete and total facelift. They completely redid their spalling. So there it is. Total monthly amount actually 2765. The special assessment is going to be up in 2027, though. So that's when things are going to free up quite a bit. They completely redid the spalling. That's the exterior concrete type stuff on the outside, and redid their roof. So once it's all paid off, it's going to be a lot cooler, in my opinion. Currently, 2 bedrooms, close to around 7,000 a month in maintenance fees. Just think about that, Danny. That's $84,000 your vacation rental needs to make just to pay the monthly fees. Not
Wow.
talking taxes. We're not talking about a note. That's condo life, guys.
Sure is.
Yep, but I'm a big fan. So here we go. We're starting the reductions of Kahana Sunset. I would be touting this as a deal of the month all day long if it wasn't at the Kahana Sunset. Kahana Sunset in the past, in the 60s, had a gigantic beach that went out probably halfway into that bay. It was incredible. This is not what it looks like anymore, unfortunately. I've got pictures that show a wave almost engulfing all of the F building, which in the past was the trophy building, that one right there. But because of sea level rise, you have water that is now breached underneath the complex. And the law in Hawaii is that the state owns all of the beach up until the high tide mark. They have deemed that building uninhabitable. It's been the case for 4 years now. And they're going to have to get rid of that building. And because it's a condo, they're either going to make all of the owners of that building whole, or they're going to be owners in a different location on site. So they haven't made the decisions. There are a few parking lots. I don't know if they'll build on those, but it just speaks to the mother of all future special assessments. We did have on here a deal of the week. Somebody's selling an F building 2 bedroom. I want to say it brought 150 at the very end. That owner continues to pay monthly fees without enjoying it, but their strategy was a long-term one that maybe they get a brand new condo out of this. So anyway, that's the scoop on Kahana Sunset, guys. Hotel zoned, kind of some funky floor plans, but don't know what the future of Kahana Sunset is.
No,
Maui
no
Jim's
vacation.
house is just a little to the Lahaina side of this location here, and they've been dealing with quite a bit of sea level rise issues as well.
Hmm.
So Anohea at Kealani, Danny, built in 2021, $1.5 million for 1992 square feet. They would have preferred $1.650 million, bringing that down to $1.5 million. I want to say brand new, dude. They build those cheaper than that, though.
Yeah, it's
This
close. I think they're in the
two-story.
1.4.
Yeah, 1.3 and change higher. Anyway, that's the Scoopy there. Alhana Road. Here we are in Kihei. 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2348 square feet. Guaranteed there's some choppage and some Ohana units in there, if I had my opinion.
A little flipsy daisy.
Yeah, man. It seems like, they priced slightly, I don't know, it seems perceived market to me, dude.
Yeah, right in
For
line.
a flip, hit the H. What'd they pick it up for?
One,
Oh,
two.
no. No, cancel.
No.
So they picked it up.
Mm,
Okay. So this is a long-term flip.
hmm. Interesting
Okay,
play.
never mind. Yeah. Onward.
Interesting play.
Mm,
Yeah, I think if you come out at 1399, they would have got some interest out the gates, but 1495, I think, is a bit steep.
this is kind of like up above, close to the bypass at South Maui Gardens area, Kalama area. Is that
Yeah,
correct? Alhana
exactly.
Road. Huh? Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. These guys want to dump this unit. So they're coming out at perceived market value for an upstairs unit right out the gates there. Price and room between 450 and this price here is what I'm going to guess there, Danny. Seems like we're headed in that direction and people are starting to catch on. And this is an example of it. Still aspirational because I'm a Maui agent.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think 449 would have drawn some eyes a little quicker. But this one gets interesting. So you got EL
yeah.
Parkside. Here's one. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 529. So 960 square feet. Interesting. And hold on to that thought. So it's okay condition. Got all different kinds of floors. Probably needs a little rehab.
And one
Uh,
recently closed for 475, right? That's our
475.
most that's our lowest priced comp that's ever sold in there.
Well, recently, I think years
Right.
ago they probably sold lower.
Correct. Sorry. Current
Uh,
market value.
yeah, you'll see another Yale Parkside in a minute, so hold that thought. But here we go, Ukamahame.
Yeah, dude. So this is unit B. So this is the Ohana, but it's ag land. So new rules, you can build up to 1,500 square feet or 1,300 square feet, one of the
15,
two,
15.
and no cap on bed or bath count or bed count. Not sure on bath because that's water, but this is a private water location. So total square footage of land is 2 acres, or I think they're getting all 2 acres. There's two structures on here, and that's because they also built a detached garage. So looks like
Interesting.
main house would go right in front or something. Oh,
They're finally starting to build in here. I mean, years ago, I had listings in here in
was
2017,
this the
18.
sod farm? That's what I don't know.
Kind of looks like it,
Right?
but I don't. Hmm,
I don't
yeah, I
know
don't
what
know.
all those
Interesting.
pallet covered
One
areas.
789 seems like a lot, Johnny. These lots were going for, well, originally these lots were selling for about 1,213, and then
Pick one up for four and change now, it'd be a
seven,
lot
eight
like
years ago,
this.
yeah, you could get 400. Now they're kind of now they're allowing the CPR. They didn't before, so that's an interesting change. But 1,789 seems like a lot for their new neighborhood. No views.
Yep. So what the play is here, gang, is new construction and 2 acres. Whoa, here we go. Disco Yacht Parkside for 545. But
So yeah,
hey, I
so
put
here's
the undermount lights.
so
So that
two
has to
bedrooms,
equal.
less square footage, priced higher.
And we're leading with the funky light photos. Guaranteed the owners was like, dude, this added so much value, you've got to show it off.
And the murals on the wall, of course.
Oh,
So let you guys decide what's a better value.
hmm.
3.2 for 529 or a 2.2 for 545.
One's going to help sell the other.
That is for sure. Don't know which yet.
So now a little bit of reality on the west side coming down. First time I've seen one of these priced below 700. Everybody
Yes.
else just kind of came out the gates, pricing similarly. I like villas at Kahana Ridge. Not many amenities is the one caveat. I mean, no
No.
amenities. You get a parking lot, basically. That's your amenity. You're across the
Yeah.
street from McDonald's, location amenity. Um,
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah.
funky floor plans in there. There's two versions of the 3 bedrooms. There's one where it's 2 stories and it has a big loft, and then there's a 900 square foot version all on one level. But great area, 1143. So the fees have gone up. But yeah, 685 seems to be within a range where they should get offers.
I think so. Kind of interesting fees so high for absolutely no amenities. No pool, no
Yep.
barbecue area, no picnic, no nothing.
One breath of fresh air is that hopefully people will, or complexes will start negotiating better insurance premiums. Already saw that Kahana Reef. So here we go. This one's this is how you price Bukalani in my book there, Danny. A corner house, 1,060,000 for 1,330 square feet. Yeah, I've got a second and a half bathroom.
Half
This one's gonna
acre.
move. This one's gonna move, dude.
Yeah.
You can still develop on this dog here. Yeah.
Half acres. That's the charm there. So
Yep.
that one should move quick.
Harbor
Harbor
Lights.
Lights still coming down on
Wow.
this one. The best
I
deal in the planet. I've seen the
threw
emails.
threw all the amenities at it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still Harbor
Dude,
Lights.
they're selling for 149 for that one that had that weird gutted kitchen. I've seen 199, 190. So stuff's still moving in there, but definitely not in the threes or high twos like they may have in the
Yeah.
past.
You're in the high
Just
ones,
you,
low twos, if anything.
sad thing is like we've talked about this, right? Like the county seems to think that local people need to live in condos. That's the way to do it. And I can't get you financing at Harbor Lights. So yeah, you got a
Not
couple
easily.
hundred grand. You got a couple hundred grand cash. We can make a deal. But that's the scoop, and that's where we live.
Harbor Lights.
That's cute, man. Cottages at Kealani. That is a great leading photo. Views. 1824 square feet started me out at $1,500,000. That's why I'm dropping the price. Gorgeous kitchen, man.
Everyone seems to want to be at 1,500,000, 1,600,000 on these guys, but
They sure do.
I think they're more like 1,300,000.
I'll tell you what, Danny, it feels like Kealani exhaustion. That's what I'm seeing in the market. There's
A little bit.
so much coming to market there. I mean, there's a couple Hole terraces, Kamanis.
So where are all these people
Here,
going? They moving off island?
I don't know, dude. Vegas, man, cash out.
Vegas. Why not?
Yep,
Maui
all the
Vista.
businesses are shutting down. Nobody's rebuilding Lahaina. I got to go. Maui Vista should have started at 544, 500, but I get it. You did a little bit of remodel and you spent some money. And so here you are, finally at 544, 500, while the rest of the market is drifting lower.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna hang out for a bit yet.
Yep. All right, Hovey Street. Okay.
Great
Right out
first
the
picture.
gates in Waikapu. Feng Shui. I want to go in.
The red door. It's all about the
Yep.
red door.
I want to go in. Oh, still not letting me in. I'm still around. Oh, here we are. Okay. Got a mountain photo.
Classic
Uh,
Waikapoo.
there we go. Builder grade throughout. Yeah, I like Formica. I'll keep it that way.
3.2, 1,800 square feet. A little bit bigger size than some of the Kehalani.
Yeah.
128.
I think this is perceived market value for myself here, Danny, but I think
Yeah,
that they're going to have to drop a bit to get this guy to move.
I think so too. They'll be in the 1.1 range when they sell this
I think
probably.
that's right where I am too, buddy.
Oh, right online.
Here we
South Point.
go. Yep. 550, beautiful yard there. Look at the lanai. Um, that's action, man.
Action. So how do we think? The other South Point listed for
Yep,
$499, 2 beds,
yep,
1 bath, upstairs, smaller square
yep,
footage, no
yep.
yard, $499. This one took 60 days to sell.
I'm gonna say
40.
that the offer came in 530, 520s, somewhere there. If it's cash, maybe a little bit lower, but if it's financed, I'm gonna say somewhere in there. There's a number where you just can't walk away from. And unfortunately, it's not a big number. It's not the hundreds of thousands that everybody wants me to get for them.
Yeah.
But when you run up to somebody that's a hard line, I'm firm at this price, I guarantee you they don't walk away from 10 grand.
No, no siree.
Bruh, it's been a minute since Koa Resort has sold. We've talked about the vibe in here. No view, but the width of these units make them feel very spacious. 1,066 square feet for a two bedrooms. Generous. Um, so
Very
this
generous.
is zoned apartment. So at 899 for a two bedroom, two bath, still would qualify for a great second home. And the fact that it has a loft, I don't know whether that's where the second bedroom is. Lofts are weird in Maui and condos. A lot of times they're just deemed storage. You don't get to include them in living square footage or as a bed or bath. So anyway, that's that.
These make
Still
nice living.
vacation rentable. Yeah.
Could definitely see people living in these.
Yep.
Right, 1,300 a month in fees.
Here we go, dude. Leasehold still sells. I mean, leasehold's safe at Kaanapali Shores. Vast majority is all fee simple, so they're not going to take the whole complex away and redevelop it. So why did I do leasehold, John? Well, I paid somewhere in the 600s for a two bedroom, two bath that they originally started out very aspirationally at 900. And my fees that I will have to pay instead of a bigger mortgage note, I'm going to pay 732 plus 2579. So I'm about 3,300 all in. Contemplate Shores does include the electricity in that number there. So that's the offset. Not bad, man. I'd play that game. I mean, right now, one bedrooms are selling in the high eights, high sevens
Yeah,
at Contemplay Shores, right? So a two bedroom, probably rack rate, 1,400,000, 1,200,000. So that's why leasehold can make sense at times.
that's
And it's
it.
a
Probably
gorgeous
got it.
unit,
I'm sure they got it for less than 600.
100%. So here we go. 199, 200 days in. It's a two bedroom, two baths. So there's a lot of funk here, but it is in Kula and it's got a detached ohana.
There she go.
Yep.
Cute looking. West Maui trades,
So
Johnny.
so here we go. Somebody finally buying an affordable condo here on Maui. 2 days in, because the numbers can make sense and it's been remodeled. So there was the scoop. Got to take her opinion that it's remodeled. But yeah, there you go. So what's the scoop here? Well, 1,075 pays my maintenance fees. Additional 248 pays my lease. Lease goes till 2050. I can get a 20-year note on this thing. It's cheaper than rent. What would you pay for a two bedroom, one bath here on the west side, Maui? Well, let me tell you, you'd probably pay 4 grand for that location right there. 3,500, 3,800, somewhere in there.
Or more.
Yep. Keala o Wailea, 1,890,000. And yeah, for that view there, that location, I like Keala o Wailea.
Nice
It's
spot.
it's a convenient location, dude. You were walking to Wow Sushi, People in Paws Pharmacy, Monkey Pod. It's action.
Sure is. Moved
No
pretty well.
steps, dedicated
41 days.
elevator too. Yeah,
41 days. They moved quick on that. Dropped the
it
price
is,
quick.
gang.
Action.
Here we go.
Jen,
So
Jen, Jen.
is this Jen's? Jenny
Yep.
boy? Man, he did a lot of work on this guy.
Oh boy.
He was Brado was out there with the weed whacker. I mean, he brought it home, man. Good for him.
A lot of work. So gated
Yeah,
community.
there
Can
it
build
is,
custom
guys.
homes here. All
Up
about the
above
views.
Kealani. You're just between Wailuku Estate or in Wailuku Heights and Kealani.
Took a while. 400 days.
Cash or what? What was the deal?
HELOC. They pulled out money on some
Okay.
other properties that they had in Kehalani and bought this one.
There you go, gang. Land's always a little funky to finance, right? Typically, you're looking at credit unions, 3, 4 year term, because the expectation is go directly into a construction loan. Got some places on island that'll go 10-year notes on you. Sold in Pukalani, two bedroom, one bath, plus an additional, I don't know, what was it? One bedroom, one bath, another two bedroom, one bath. So two houses, picked them up for 1,250,000.
Small kind houses.
Yeah. But
Rental property, I
remodeled,
guess. 1031
could
exchange.
be. Oh, Villas at Kealani really coming down to earth, Danny. 1,900,000, man. Woo! It's a great community. Not no pool or anything, so no amenities, but it is gated, or maybe there's a pool. I just don't know, but I don't think there
No
is.
pool.
We like the location. Can have some gorgeous views of the harbor. Feels very luxurious for Central Maui,
Sure does.
and all the rest of the comps go, oh, Ma'alaya Surf. We're fans of this location as well. This is what happens. Property moves without hitting the market. Ma'alaya Surf, yeah, that's only a two bedroom, two bath, 1,086 square feet, but it's low density. It's got a vibe. North
And look at that
Kihei
view.
Jam. Yep.
Nice remodel, big view. Someone loved it. Talking to their friends. Gonna sell? Let's do it off
Bambo.
market.
Done.
Let's
So we
do
got,
it off
Danny.
market. See you on
Happy hump day,
Friday.
everybody.
Bring your opinions. We got some questions for you. Follow along in Minatoya. We'll get you an update as we hear more. Looks like tomorrow, maybe. And we'll continue to follow along on Lahaina. Get some first insider knowledge from Johnny as he rebuilds the family home at some point whenever
Yes.
they get
So
started.
hopefully we're all done in about 10 years, gang.
Yes. If you're still with us, then we'll be a little older,
Yep.
a little more wrinkly, but
Yep.
all
I'll be
right.
coming to you by hologram by then. Guaranteed. Just pop up right up next to you.
Okay,
Ahoy ho, gang.